The Z Fold 6 is an outstanding foldable device. It's arguably the best commercially available foldable that Samsung has produced to date, ranking among the top folding phones from any brand. However, it's not perfect and is only a modest improvement over the Z Fold 5, particularly given the strong competition from companies like Google and OnePlus. I'd love to see some major upgrades in the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Below, I've outlined 5 key changes I'd like to see. If Samsung implements them all, I might just retire my flat-screen phone and invest in this rumored foldable beast. 1. A 10x telephoto lens. One of my biggest disappointments with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is its camera setup. Not only are they nearly identical to the Z Fold 5s, but they fall far behind the Galaxy S25 Ultras, despite the Z Fold 6 being a significantly pricier device. As someone who relies on their phone as their main camera, I can't justify buying a device without a top-tier camera system. There are several improvements I'd like to see, but the simplest fix would be for Samsung to equip the Galaxy Z Fold 7 with the same rear cameras as the Galaxy S25 Ultra. That means a 200MP main sensor, a 50MP ultra-wide, a 10MP telephoto with 3x zoom, and a 50MP telephoto with 5x zoom. I'd be somewhat satisfied with that, but ideally I'd love to see a 10x zoom lens. Some older Samsung devices had this, and as someone who enjoys zooming in on distant landscapes, I miss that feature. Current leaks suggest the Z Fold 7 might inherit the Galaxy S25 Ultra's 200MP primary sensor, which is a step in the right direction, but there's no word yet on the other lenses. A 10x zoom seems unlikely, but I remain hopeful. 2. A more affordable price. One of the biggest barriers to foldable adoption, especially book-style foldables like the Z Fold series, is their steep price tag. The Galaxy Z Fold 6, for instance, starts at $1,899.99. While this isn't entirely surprising, considering the multiple displays and advanced folding tech involved, it does make the device a tough sell. I'd love for Samsung to find a way to lower the price of the Z Fold 7, even slightly, without sacrificing features. I've always believed that as foldables gain popularity, production costs could decrease, making them more accessible. Unfortunately, that hasn't really happened yet. I'm not optimistic that the Z Fold 7 will be any cheaper, but I sincerely hope it is. At the very least, I hope Samsung avoids increasing the price. Based on current leaks, it seems the Z Fold 7 will be priced similarly to the Z Fold 6, but it doesn't look like it will be any more affordable either. 3. Better dust resistance. If I'm spending over $2,000 on a phone, I want to feel confident that something as minor as dust won't be an issue. Unfortunately, the Galaxy Z Fold 6 doesn't inspire that confidence. It has an IP48 rating, meaning it offers decent water resistance, but only minimal protection against dust. This is particularly concerning given all the moving parts involved. Of course, these same moving parts make it difficult to improve dust resistance, and other foldable phones tend to offer even less protection than the Z Fold 6. Still, it would be reassuring to know that dust won't interfere with the device's functionality. A leak from Setina Digital suggests that the Galaxy Z Fold 7 might feature dustproof and waterproof enhancements, so my hopes aren't entirely unrealistic. 4. A larger battery. The Galaxy Z Fold SIXS battery life isn't terrible, but its 4,400 mAh battery isn't particularly impressive, especially considering the massive size of its primary display. It's actually smaller than the batteries found in non-foldable phones like the Galaxy S25 Ultra. I'd like to see Samsung make room for a higher capacity battery in the Z Fold 7. This might be difficult, as foldable components take up extra space, but there are ways to increase battery life without making the battery physically larger, such as improving energy density. Unfortunately, leaks suggest there won't be any changes to the battery capacity of the Z Fold 7. However, efficiency improvements in other areas could still result in longer battery life. 5. 16 GB of RAM. Lastly, I'd love for Samsung to equip the Galaxy Z Fold 7 with 16 GB of RAM. That would be a 4 GB increase over the Z Fold 6. This might seem excessive, but RAM is essential for handling intensive tasks, making the Z Fold 7 potentially faster when multitasking. Additionally, a RAM upgrade seems overdue, as every previous Z Fold model, except for the Z Fold Special Edition, has stuck with 12 gigabytes. Increasing it to 16 gigabytes would help the Z Fold 7 stand out from its predecessors. However, recent leaks suggest that the device will once again feature 12 gigabytes of RAM, so I'm not optimistic about this upgrade happening. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 is Samsung's upcoming foldable flagship, expected to launch this summer. As we get closer to its release, leaks are giving us an early look at its design. Reports suggest that the Z Fold May 7th take design cues from the Z Fold Special Edition, a thinner, sleeker device with slightly larger displays, currently exclusive to South Korea and China. If true, this design shift might come with a drawback, the possible removal of S Pen support. That would disappoint many Samsung fans, especially those who appreciate the precision and versatility the stylus provides. That said, there's still hope. Some reports claim the Z Fold 7 will continue to support the S Pen, and the stylus itself may even receive a redesign. So even if the device gets slimmer, Samsung might still find a way to preserve the stylus experience, possibly with additional improvements. The Z Fold 7 is expected to feature the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. However, there are conflicting rumors suggesting some regions might receive Samsung's custom Exynos chip instead. Aside from potentially being slightly lighter and thinner, the Z Fold 7 isn't expected to see major design changes. One rumored improvement is a less noticeable display crease, which would be a welcome upgrade. As for pricing, it's expected to remain similar to the Z Fold 6, though a price increase hasn't been ruled out. Samsung typically unveils its foldables at its annual Galaxy Unpacked event in the summer, likely around July or August. Last year, the event took place on July 10th, when Samsung introduced the Z Fold 6, so it's reasonable to expect a similar timeline in 2025. Stay tuned, as we'll be keeping an eye out for official announcements. Some reports suggest pricing will stay the same, while others hint at a possible increase, especially given the high cost of the Z Fold Special Edition. So far, it could go either way. One of the most exciting rumored changes is an expanded cover screen, a feature long requested by Z Fold users. This could allow Z Fold 7 owners to enjoy a more traditional smartphone experience when the device is closed. Another report